Alright, welcome. Oops, excuse me. Is this on? Alright, welcome to another edition of Psoto Desperado plays ArkAscended. And we're going to go back over there and see if we can get those babies. I'm still in the same, I'm just continuing from the last video. Just to let you know, I'm playing on Supreme Gaming, one word, space, island. So I'm on the island map for Supreme Gaming Cluster. If you want to, just put a comment below and I'll be happy to give you my coordinates. You can go that route. Teleport here, mounts the people, and I will be having to put my clothes back on. Baby should be over here on an iceberg kind of stuff. Or rock, actually it's cool. Hopefully nothing saw them, they're not being attacked. And hopefully they didn't despawn. If I can get at least a male and a female, man, I'm good. Come on. Nope, they despawn. Shit, they despawn, man. Fuck. Fuck. Oops. God damn it, they despawn. That sucks. Sometimes maybe they fell down, you know what I mean? They could have fallen in the water. But see, if I claimed them and I left them here, they would have starved to death. That's why I didn't do that. Oh shit! Alright, well, so much for that idea, guys. Sometimes things don't work out, you know. But there was like 3 sheep here. So maybe later on sometime, I'll get lucky and find some more somewhere. You never know. Oh yeah, there's my life. I think I already took this out. I like the way they made dogs. Some people put bases all the way the fuck out here, but that's because they got teleporters. You can have a teleporter, you wouldn't want to put a base out here. Damn, that was a good find too. I was really hoping. So, well, I think I got a female, so I gotta just try to find a male. If I can find a male, I can. Alright. Well, let me park on the roof here, since we're doing okay. is not even a consolidated tarragon. This is just one that a regular one, a dud that I'm using just for the heck of it. So anyway, this guy is Red Leg Piper. He says, saliety collapsing while men are in a monk mode. That's a good title. I like that. We're in monk mode, dude.
Sounds weird, but lately this sounds weird, but I take earbuds with me, something that I never used to do, right? And over the course of the last couple months, what I do is I tap into the monk inside of me. And that looks like drowning out the world, listening to my favorite type of music, which is blue jazz right now. I love blue jazz music. And it just calms me down. It takes off the weight and the stress even when I'm out in public. And oftentimes I'll even do this when I'm driving too. Obviously I'll keep both hands on the wheel, keep my eyes focused on the road, but I'll have one earbud in and be listening to something that's not on the radio, because I really don't care for radio anymore these days. I believe that it could look like not getting married and going single and being celibate, but it could also look like you're married, not wanting to, conform to society standard, paving your own path and paving your own way. And I think that it doesn't have to look like everybody else's direction. There's a monk inside all of us. And when you tap into the monk inside of you, you actually are more happier. You're more content. You're more peaceful. And it's when I tap into this monk mode that I'm actually the most content. For some of y'all, that looks like not even leaving your house, being in your little four walls, in your bubble. And hey man, if that's your beef and that's your juju, do you, boo-boo, do you. There is good in numbers, but there's also good in being by yourself. I used to think when I was in my 20s that if I could just be around more people and if I could make more friends and the more that was in my circle, well, then the happier I'll be. But I quickly realized that that is the total opposite, actually, that the fewer people that are in my circle, the more content I am. Maybe the monks really do have something going for them, because it seems like those guys are really content. Not saying that they don't run into their problems and their issues, because they do, and I'm spilling water all over my shirt. Generally looks like they are overall a more joyful group of people. So, without having to eliminate society as a whole altogether, what does it look like to tap into the monk inside of us? If you are somebody who is raising children or you're happily married, you can't just go full-on monk. You know what I mean? You have a family to raise, you have responsibilities. Earlier today, I went for a short walk at my local park, and it really dawned on me that even the simple things like just going on a hike and going out in nature for a short period of time is part of that monk mode. Resting in nature for a short period of time, whether it's meditating for a short period of time, praying, whether it's reading, whether it's putting earbuds in and zoning out the world for a little bit to get your mind right, kind of get your mind off of all the chaos that's around us in the world. Shoot, even at the warehouse job that I had for so long before I started working for myself over the last 2 years, I was in monk mode over there. I was in straight monk mode, guys. Like, I got so irritated and so frustrated with management that I just zoned out. And it worked. It worked because that monk mode for a while, even on the job, got me to a place where I could get my finances in order and quit my job and go full-time with working for myself. What does monk mode look like even in relationships? This is a good one to talk about, because for many of you who are single, who can really vouch for this, that looks like cutting off women altogether, right? And not even speaking to women, just kind of going your own way. No harm, no foul. I applaud you. being single and celibate is a very noble thing to do. You know, especially with modern women today and the condition of dating. For those of us who are in a relationship, what does it mean to go into monk mode? I think that it means to not ignore your spouse. I think that is really a horrible thing to do, and I would not recommend it because it is a very toxic trait to have that can lead only to more bitterness, anxiety, depression, until you just become a shell of yourself and you're really starting to go into some very, very dark places mentally. Taking time and carving out time out of your day, every single day, to put yourself first. To put your desires first and your mental health first and your mental state first. And zoning out and going for a walk, going for some form of exercise, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, to try to reprogram your brain for a short period of time to where you can come back and be a good husband and be a good father. Because, you know, it's been a while, but I remember what it's like to have toddlers running around and, you know, trying to throw the cat in the toilet. And my youngest kids would always, you know, while my back is turned, get in the open the refrigerator and grab the eggs. And next thing I know, I turn around and there's, you know, egg whites all over the floor or cheese. I kind of miss those days, actually. You know, you need a mental checkout, man. You need a mental break, and you need to go into monk mode every now and then. I'd say every single day for a little bit. And that also means maybe kind of closing yourself into a bedroom or, you know, going for a short drive, even meditating on the toilet for 5 minutes, which I've been known to do. Just leave me be, close the door, put my earbuds in, zone out the world, right there on the toilet for 5 minutes, 20 minutes, a half hour, until somebody starts knocking and saying they need in the bathroom. Gentlemen, there is no shame in that whatsoever. I've done it plenty of times. Some of y'all have also stated that you guys are musicians, like you love the arts and creating something with music or painting or photography. These are all good, healthy outlets to go into monk mode with. Having one of these, a journal to jot down your thoughts. Some people are like, oh, that's feminine. I'm telling you, gentlemen, this helps with your mental health. Because unlike a phone, you're distracted with, you know, text calls, notifications. But when you have a pad of paper, when you have something tangible to actually take your thoughts and put them down on a piece of paper that you can hold and touch and go back to and, you know, kind of rethink from a previous entry, it is so good for our mental health. In my younger days, I used to think that monk mode looked like going to the bars, going to the clubs, going to the strip clubs, getting drunk on a Tuesday, becoming a closet alcoholic, because that's exactly what I was. Straight out of the Army, after my deployments, and I came back home, I was, man, dude, I was just in a horrible shape. I was so deep into my own dark thoughts, gentlemen, that I attempted to cancel myself not once but twice. And thankfully, what I overdosed on, and I'll tell you what, the medication in the hospital that they put you in, the charcoal that they make you consume to flush that out of your system, that's a horrible taste, man. Oh my gosh. But I quickly realized that I had a purpose to be here. So do you. And now I know that there's commenters that are going to say today, you know, it's quit lying, Kevin. There's no purpose in being here. You know, we're all a bunch of incels. Life is just freaking one big waste. Maybe part-time monk mode looks like going to the gym or your home gym. I recently started working out and realizing that I got a dad bod. And yeah, that's not good. Maybe monk mode looks like to you reading some scripture or reading a good book or going on a swim. Here's something else that's interesting that I recently found out is you got to do this alone. Like, do it alone. Do everything alone. You know, there's a time and a place for help when you need help with something, or, you know, when somebody's offering help for you or with you to accomplish a certain task or something like that. And that's good. You should really strive to take the initiative to do it, to go at it alone, right? Because we can, 9 times out of 10, do that task a lot better by ourselves. But this whole family culture bullshit that we see, you know, especially in warehouse jobs, but this whole family culture bullshit, it's all a lie, dude. It's all a lie. I think the vast majority of stuff that we can accomplish in our lives work best in monk mode. Work best when we're by ourselves, zoning in and zeroing in on a specific task and a specific goal that we have in mind. Monk mode looks like changing and altering our behavior externally as much as it does internally in our mind. Even in scripture here, it talks about how being in monk mode is actually beneficial for us. 1 Timothy 6 says this, "But godliness with contentment is great gain, for we brought nothing into this world, and we will take nothing out of it. But if we have food and clothing, we will be content with that." So ultimately, it's good to find contentment. It's good to be in monk mode, so to speak. To change in the way we think and alter the way we think and our external desires and our internal desires to find peace. You know, the crazier the world gets, the more I'm like that meme where that gentleman pulls out that lawn chair and flicks it out, right? And plops it down on the ground with a smile on his face, and he sits down. You know, like, I'm going to crack open a beer and watch this thing blow up. I think that there is a lot that we can take away from of that monk mentality and lifestyle. Because I think we all have that inside of us. You know, it's not just pushing away women and saying all women are bad and there's no good women out there and I'm just going to alienate myself into this little shell of a nothingness of me and just wither away into total darkness and depravity and to just be this Eeyore victim mentality type person that I used to be years ago. Sometimes I can still go back to that old person I used to be. Think about becoming a member of the channel. We are forming a great private community of men over there. Also got some great merch set up. Check that out. Help support the channel if you want, gentlemen. Remember, it's not about perfection. It's about progression. It's not about where you've been, but where you're going. Tap into that monk that I know that each one of us have. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, everybody.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to freeze to death like it is in starting. But since I'm here, I'll be able to get that. So I'll be able to get my coffee. Got some black pearl. Oh, one black pearl. Oh, I got a couple of sweet cakes. And the Rex saddle, which is okay. But I got 2 sweet cakes. You know what that means is that I can get a male. If I can get a male ovis, then I can make my own parts. Not flower. Normally I don't do that. I don't know if they even have a chainsaw. Let me go get my property back first since I lost that pterodon. But you guys saw how they corralled me and they rubber band the bird amongst themselves, so they basically track me. No matter what I did to try to get away, they wasn't going to let me go. Very okay. Disappeared. I was going to go up there and get it. I think right over there is where I got screwed right there. think it's like right here somewhere, maybe around here. Yeah, that was right. And this is how I recover all the property I got, including that Otis. Pick that up, go on the bird, put it on the bird. Well, all that on the bird. Get the sweet cakes off the bird. Sweet cake to be eaten if I'm not careful. The rest doesn't matter. Here's on that one. Anyway, this is some of the well, this is a battle bird, I think, so I should be able to kill that beauty. It's probably still in the land. I'm not going to hide. You collect them now while you can. Mama, careful, baby. Alright, oh, there's red over there, there's red over there. So I had to tear it down. Good thing that the pterodon's replaced. 32, that's good. There he is. Smart. What a smart. Another smart. One of the issues is those things in the mountains, around here. Now I saw baby beauty, but I think it's low level shit. That's on the downside. I saw baby beauty. I think I did. I'm like 90% sure I did. It was around here somewhere when it was reddish. Well, I'm pretty sure I saw Yudi, a baby Yudi, running around. It was reddish, but it would have been about the same level as the adult, which would have been 32. So it would have been shit level. Anyway, well, let's see. Suitcase. Lost that red opportunity. Oh no, we didn't lose that one. Red. No, that's the other one. That's so much wood. Oh shit. Keep some of it. That's one thing I don't like about it. Sometimes it doesn't let you jump. So I have to line in something. Let's see what's up in here. My red opportunity is cool. What shit? I'm not even gonna pick that up. It is a white one. I thought it was gonna be a yellow one, but I'm telling you, it's a yellow one. Alright, well at least we got our shit back. There's a red one over there. We can try to get that out of there or whatever. Alright, now I didn't have another video lined up, but let me take a look, see what we got here. Don't respect your elders. That's one of the first things my mom put in my brain. I think I already saw this one. Let's do that. 8 minutes ago, I can't talk to y'all anymore. Alright, I like this guy. Realist Being 99. This motherfucker goes for the throat. He looks like a nice, passive dude, right? But he goes for the throat, man, I'm telling you. Anyway, this cool beans, man. Here we go.
Do not respect your elders. Remember, guys. No one needs to respect someone just because they're older than them. That's not how respect is earned. You know, you can't earn respect just because of your age. You know, you have to actually be someone who deserves respect, you know. And a lot of old people are just so fucking dumb, and they think that everyone who's younger than them needs to look up to them and everyone needs to kiss their ass. But I know when I become, what the fuck am I saying? When, if I become their age, I will not be like that. And all my life, with everything I've experienced, I've just learned that I don't need people to worship me or people to respect me for me to, you know, love myself and to accept myself. I don't need that shit in my life, you know. And while it would be nice to get it, and I do want to have it, obviously, I'm not going to go around begging for it. And I'd rather just be loved and respected for who I am rather than just have people look up to me and respect me just because of my age, you know. That's just fucking stupid. And sadly that's how the world is, you know. We all get disrespected no matter what, but people are just brainwashed for some reason to be nicer to old people for some reason, and I don't know why that is, you know. People are just trained that, oh, if someone is a kid, you know, they need to be looking up to everyone that's older than them, and they need to just only listen to the opinions of those that are older than them, and that everyone who's a senior citizen or older than that, you know, there's like some fucking special being that needs to be looked up to and worshipped, you know, for some fucking stupid reason, you know. None of this shit makes sense, you know. I don't find any logic in it whatsoever, and I don't understand why people brainwash other people to just look up to people just because they're older than them. And I've said before that, you know, a lot of old people are dumber at the age they are now than they were when they were younger, you know. And I know I'm not going to be like that because I'm working on myself a lot, and I have complete trust and faith in myself, and I know I'll be good, and I'll be better than over 90% of senior citizens if I ever do become one. But yeah, I'm not going to go around preaching some stupid bullshit like, oh, respect your elders or look up to those that are older than you or some stupid shit like that. You know, no one needs to look up to anyone, and no one needs to respect anyone. All this shit is fucking stupid, man. Who gives a fuck? People just need to, if people really want to respect each other, they should just not force anyone to like or look up to anyone. And people just need to stop looking at old people as some fucking, you know, special being or something like that, you know. I mean, the fact that they've lived that long is impressive. That's the main thing that's impressive, you know. I don't understand how people live that long, you know. I don't even understand how people live past fucking 12, honestly. But yeah, life is just so cruel and brutal and stupid that, yeah, I just don't understand how people live that long. And then for some reason, whenever people are that age, they're not told that they should be respected because of who they are. They're told that they should be respected because of their age, and that's fucking stupid. No one needs to be respected because of how old they are, you know. That doesn't make any sense at all. And yeah, old people need to stop saying respect your elders. They need to just shut the fuck up and go lay in a coffin. Sadly, the truth is that most people in their 20s are smarter than most people in their 60s, because people in their 60s, you know, when people get older, they just start becoming so close-minded and arrogant and ignorant, and just they become so fucking stupid, and they all just need to be humbled and brought down to earth, you know. Old people think when they get older they're some fucking special being, and everyone should just look after them. It's some stupid bullshit, you know. Like, fuck all this, man. Like, no one needs to care about you, you know. If you're on your own, you're on your own, you know. Good riddance. I don't care about you. And that's how it should be, you know. I don't look at old people as some fucking deity or being that I should fucking respect or look up to, you know. They're just normal people like everyone else, you know. They're not special for their age, you know. And yeah, just most young people are smarter than most old people, because most people regress as time goes on, you know. They just become dumber and dumber and more closed-minded and just more stupid and retarded overall. And that's a fact about humanity that humanity has not fully accepted, you know. Over half of everyone on this planet will become dumber as they get older, sadly. And over half is an understatement. Realistically, it's probably over 80% for all I know. But yeah, people just get dumber and stupider and don't understand that they're the problem, you know. And the good thing is I'm not like this, and I will not be like that in the future, because I am self-aware and I know who I am, and I don't need this fucking stupid bullshit to feel validated or to feel accepted, you know. I can validate and accept myself without anyone else needing to do that for me, and everyone else needs to be like that too.
Well, a little bit better safe than sour, at like 10, 20 points. It does make a difference. Anyway. Good at Titanic. Dinosaur double one. fuck with those things. Those Titanosaurs. I just don't fuck with them. Well, if I find an Ovis somewhere, hopefully I'll be able to snag it. I'm gonna use some there. Level this one out. This is a good spot where you can see. This is not a weight bird. This is just this is an attack bird. This is not a weight bird. Beauty trap, I think. Beauty trap. Well, this happened because I allowed myself to get killed, but I saved all my shit. So I didn't lose any. I lost a mount, but it's replaceable because I carried on. I told you it's to the throat, man. There we go. Let's see what else we got here. America's job market. Red Lead Piper. One more time here. America's job market is cooked. I can't get a job. Aliens and robots are taking over. There you go. All right, dude.
The economy here in the U.S. anyways, and I'm sure it's, similar everywhere else, it's cooked, man. It's completely overcooked and baked. And I'm starting to really see and open my eyes to the truth and being woke up finally about how everything's becoming automated. That robots are slowly taking over at least the lower level jobs for now, to where even the higher up level executives will be the ones only running the show until they are replaced by AI as well. But I'm really starting to realize and starting to see that machinery and AI and robots are slowly but surely making their way into these corporations and these businesses, and going to slowly phase out you and I, the worker, the person doing the manual labor. Now, we may seem like, oh my gosh, that's a good thing. I get to collect my UBI, Universal Basic Income check, right? This whole talk about that. Whether or not that's going to be a thing, I don't know. That could be another discussion that we can have. But I'm on the side of that's a horrible, horrible plan and a horrible idea, because then now you're not in total control of your money, not like we really truly were to begin with. Robots are taking over your job. Slowly but surely, there will be pockets of certain industries that will not be phased out, like the trades. I think the trades are the number one thing to get into right now. I think that if you're just a young adult, single with no kids, a trade is the way to go. It's not college anymore, unless you're going into a STEM field, medical, engineering, law, something like that. But outside of those fields, trade school, baby, trade school. Not only do I see robots taking over, but I also see aliens taking over too. We got a wide open border and we got a flood of people, 20 million plus, if not more, flooding the United States with an open border and taking a lot of these jobs. Now, I know I'm going to get somebody down in the comments saying, well, these are just jobs that people don't want to do. Bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. I don't want to hear it. They're taking jobs for a lower pay, not just jobs that American citizens don't want to do. Illegals are coming through the border with no regard to law, and I'm all for legal immigration. I'm all for people coming to this country, coming to the United States to build something of themselves. I'm for that. I want that for people. You know, we're a melting pot of all different types of cultures, all different types of religions, all different types of, backgrounds. I'm for that. But what we have over the last few years, basically an invasion is what it is. It's an invasion. And it's becoming much more harder for the American citizen to get ahead. Meanwhile, these aliens are getting put up in hotels, are getting put up in hospitals, are getting put up in homeless shelters, are getting paid money, are getting health insurance, are getting free cars, are getting free phones. What does that look like for the next 4 years, 10 years, 12, 15, 20 years? I don't know. And before anybody sits there and says, well, you're a Trumper, you're for Trump, blah, blah, blah. Look, I hate Trump, okay? I don't like the dude. I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat. I think both parties, the two-party system is corrupt to the core. I think that all politics is corrupt and evil. And the two-party system was created to divide us so these elites can creep in and give us a false sense of security, and so that they can maintain their power. However, what does the workforce look like in the next 20 years for the American citizen? If we're really struggling right now in 2024 and the economy is cooked and fried and baked, and it's like a rubber band that is stretched to its limits, that it can only go so far with its tension before it snaps and breaks. That's where we are with the economy. That's where we are right now in the housing market. That's where we are right now in America. And a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it has to do with robots and aliens invading our country. And who's to blame? Who's to blame? We can blame voters all we want about, this person voted in this administration, or that the next administration will be able to fix it. We can sit there and blame the voter. Whether or not that holds any weight, I don't know. But what I do know is that policy does affect and trickle down. 100% it does. It's either broke already and it's just not shattered into little tiny pieces, or it's at that breaking point like that rubber band illustration. It's a hot mess, man. It's a hot mess. And I think that not one singular person is going to be able to fix it. Even if Trump comes back, which I don't think he's going to. I do not think Trump's going to win in November. I think Kamala Harris is going to get it. But I even see under Trump it not getting better fully. The only way we're getting out of this, and this is just my belief, take it for what it's worth. I share my faith on this channel unapologetically. But the only way I see out of this mess at all is not in a person here on this earth. The only way we're getting out of this and making things right with our country, with our world, the broken world that we live in, is to turn away from our wicked ways and turn to Jesus Christ as he comes back and fixes everything and makes things new. I would never try to push my beliefs on others. I'm just sharing my faith and sharing what I believe, and we can disagree, and that's fine. You see, I think we're dealing with a much deeper issue than a Republican or Democratic policy issue. This isn't red versus blue, left versus right, Democrat versus Republican. What we are dealing with is two things. The people versus the government. And we are seeing and witnessing a spiritual warfare. One we can fix if we just turn to our neighbor, even if we disagree with them, and acknowledge that you're not the problem, I'm not the problem, they are the problem, they being the government. And the other side that we can fix it on is by us also turning from our wicked ways and acknowledging that we need God back in our lives as a nation, as a country, because we've turned our back on God. And we've seen it in our culture and our society all over the place. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below. I appreciate you. Think about becoming a member of the channel. We have a good, strong group of men that we're forming over there in a private chat with some extra perks you'll get for joining the community there. I also have some merch up if you're interested in supporting the channel. Check that out as well. Remember, it's not about perfection. It's about progression. It's not about where we've been, but it's about where we're going. To the next video, guys. Take care. Cheers.
See if I can make the better side. I don't join clubs. 13 Son said not to join any clubs, and I think he's right. Maybe somebody joining a club and she wouldn't know what she's doing. And I don't trust clubs. Not after the things I've gone through in this life. Oh, no. Yeah, it's almost double the resources just for like 10 more points. So in reality, I don't think it's worth it. But we'll do this. Right, what you can do is you can throw this in a chipper, and the chipper will give you a little bit more. So now we went from 79 to 96. That might actually prevent him from getting some damage when he goes into the cave, or she goes into the cave, because that damage does add up, and it's just like ones and twos and threes, but it adds up and it wears him down. Well, okay. Here's both his stuff. So many people complaining, but I don't see any strategizing of what to do about it other than a side hustle or a second job. That's it. Yeah, because white girl like that's going to go up in your face, and they don't have a lot of sense to just not get trouble. Anybody who starts to protest, one of the things that 13 Son said was never to go out and join protests. You shouldn't even be going out to see movies, because all it takes is a few kinds of activity out there, violent activity out there, and all of a sudden you're kind of screwed. will wind up as collateral damage, as they say.
Hi, I'm Premium Wireless.
11 minutes, that's not bad. Alright, random videos with JV.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, JV, coming to you live this Monday afternoon. Today is Monday, September 2nd, 2024. It is Labor Day. Happy Labor Day to those of you that are actually working today, working hard to make a living, to fatten your paycheck even more, because here in the United States, for those of you that are watching outside of the States, today is a holiday. So that means that people that are actually working a payroll job, they're making probably time and a half or maybe even double time today. So if you're making $15 an hour, typically today you're going to get paid $30 an hour, or maybe $24 or $22.50. But anyway, it's either time and a half or double time. So that's why I'm saying that if you're working today on Labor Day, you're padding your paycheck. You're padding it big time. Anyway, tonight I'm going to be traveling to Mexico City. I will be heading to the Aztec capital and I'm going to be spending a couple of weeks down there. And I'm definitely looking forward to that trip. But I wanted to talk today about the ever increasing situation that I have with respect to trusting people in general. The ever increasing lack of trust, for lack of a better term, that I have for human beings nowadays. After the incident that I suffered back on August 6th, last month, when my car was broken into and they stole my airbag system, I really started to have distrust for human beings in general. And ever since that event, I've been really paying attention to my surroundings now, more so than ever in public, to the point that I think I'm becoming paranoid. I think I am losing all trust in my human beings, even though this morning I went to the local grocery store. I usually go to the grocery store every morning and I get myself a Frappuccino. You know, those frozen Frappuccinos that you see me in other videos sipping on it. And as I was getting ready to go to the check stand, there was this couple that was in front of me, and they had a pretty full cart full of items, and I was behind them, and I only had that Frappuccino. And all of a sudden, the lady grabbed the Frappuccino and put it in the other side of the conveyor belt. And I thought that maybe she thought that her husband was going to buy a Frappuccino, and I told her, no, that's actually my item. And she's like, didn't say anything, handed it to the cashier, and then the cashier just scanned it, and she grabbed the coffee and gave it to me, and she's like, there you go. And I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure you're paying for this? And I almost wanted to pull out my wallet, but she's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Here you go. You're set. You're ready to go. And I was like, wow, this has never happened to me before. A person actually paying for my stuff at the local grocery store without even knowing who I was. So maybe that example or that experience is resuscitating my trust in human beings. And I told them Merry Christmas, even though it's September the 2nd. I was like, Merry Christmas, and she just laughed, and I just walked out of the grocery store, and I was like, wow, what a nice lady. She actually bought the Frappuccino for me. But anyway, sorry for going off on a tangent as I normally do on my videos. I really don't have any trust for people anymore. I don't like walking around at night anymore, especially if I'm all by myself. And then when I do have to go outside, I typically look over my shoulder constantly. I'm looking around. I'm very paranoid and seeing, people that are out and about. And things are getting pretty ugly out there. They really are. I mean, I don't know if you guys heard what happened to a San Francisco 49er rookie player a couple of days ago. I think it was on the weekend over in San Francisco at Union Square. He actually got shot because a 17-year-old punk wanted to rob him. And so he shot him in broad daylight. And Union Square, for God's sakes. It wasn't Hunter's Point. It wasn't at the Tenderloin. It wasn't at the Mission District. It was actually in one of the most touristy parts of San Francisco at Union Square. So, I mean, you can't even trust anybody anymore. You just can't. And, yeah, I've been finding myself more and more untrusted or not having trust for human beings. And here I am going to one of the most largest cities in the world, Mexico City. Definitely has its dangers. I've been to Mexico City since 2021. I've probably been there about a dozen times, about 10 or 11 times. And knock on wood, I have never been, nothing has happened to me to this point. I hope and pray that I'm not jinxing myself. But it is a dangerous city nonetheless. And you don't want to be out and about at night, especially in neighborhoods that you're not familiar with. And so I'm going to be taking all the precautionary measures that I can possibly take when I'm down there. I'm going to be hanging out with my girlfriend, and I'm going to be hanging out with with her family members. So that's a plus, that I actually know someone there in Mexico City, and I'm not going by myself. But nonetheless, it's still a dangerous place, and I gotta definitely be on maximum alert when I'm down there. During the daytime, during the afternoon, I'll probably not be. You're not gonna see me out and about much on the during the evenings. I'll probably just be drinking alcohol, be drinking beer throughout my stay there at night, because it helps me relax. It relaxes me and it helps me go to sleep earlier. But yeah, man, ever since that incident of August 6th, I remember it as though it was yesterday when they broke into my car. I totally I have just lost complete trust in people. I don't know why that is. Prior to that incident, I had never experienced any traumatic experience like that. I really didn't even think about it. Always taking my precautions, of course, always making sure, like I mentioned, not to be out and about at night, not exposing myself to the dangers and the unsafe places that are out there at night, when you can be very vulnerable and you can be attacked, especially, well, anywhere in the world, not just here in where I live, but pretty much anywhere. I mean, there's always dangers. I remember when I went to London a couple of years ago. This was also in broad daylight. It was about 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was walking around with my sisters and my brothers-in-laws and my niece and nephew. And in front of us, there was this Mexican family. There was also tourists. And they were walking in front of us, and then all of a sudden the traffic light turned red. So we were just waiting there for the traffic light to turn back green, and while that was happening, there was this guy, this teenager, young man that was holding his phone. He was looking at his phone, typically like everybody else does these days. He was looking at his phone, and then all of a sudden, from the right side of my peripheral vision, I see this bicyclist that was just riding his bike very quickly, and before you knew it, he snatched the smartphone and just took off like nothing. He did it in a split second, it seemed. And I had never seen it. I haven't seen it anywhere in any place that I've traveled, anywhere that I've traveled abroad. And I've been to South America, I've been to Central America, I've been to Europe. I've never seen a display of a robbery like I did on that occasion. And we're talking about London here, which is supposed to be one of the most securest cities in the world, right? It's a developed country, it's a world-class city, and yet that's the one place where I saw robbery take place. So I don't trust people anymore, and I'm gonna take all my precautionary measures, like I said, to make sure that I am as safe as possible on this trip coming up tomorrow. So I will be seeing you. I will be making a video. Next time I make a video, it will be probably from Mexico City at some point tomorrow. Anyway, just wanted to relate my story once again. Thank you so much for watching as usual, and enjoy the rest of your Labor Day. If you're gonna be barbecuing or if you're gonna go to the beach, have a great time. And if you're working, good for you guys. If you're working, like I mentioned, you're probably making a boatload of money today, because it's time and a half or double time today as a holiday pay. Have a great one. See ya.
Way out. I think we're gonna do good. And it's already pretty late. We're at an hour and 3 minutes, so probably gonna call it. And at least we got a better saddle on it, bigger. And it will make a difference. So 15, 16 points does make a difference in the fight vaccines. I'm about ready to hit the sack in a very real way. Down there. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Just to let you know, going back to this gentleman, I completely lost trust in people. The thing is, when you get victimized or something falls through, people betray you, they let you down, they disappoint you, whatever, they attack you, you're gonna get tempted to just give up on people. The thing is, I don't run around trying to help people anymore because they're a bunch of parasites. People in general just want to see what they can get from you, and that's why I don't do any real ministry anymore. I don't try to reach souls or any of that stuff. I just I don't bother. So he's feeling that way, but it's really perfectly natural after you've been poked in the eyes enough. But anyway, thank you for watching. Good night.